The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown is a book filled with mystery and excitement, lots of plot twists and up and downs, and keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout the book. The book itself starts off with a very gruesome murder scene in the world's most famous museum, the Louvre in Paris, which is where we find ourselves today. It's really ironic because for many years the Louvre has been said to be a scar on the face of Paris due to the fact that there are 666 glass tiles on a pyramid, which is a symbol of the devil. Kinda sets the tone for the book. Basically, a monk of a religious cult called Opus Dei, Silas, demands to know where the Holy Grail is from Jacques Saunier, the Louvre's museum curator. The second Saunier tells him, he's shot in the stomach. However, plot twist, Saunier has lied to him. Realizing that he has less than 15 minutes to live, he devises a plan to expose this secret into the right hands. He paints a pentacle on his stomach with his blood and draws a circle around him in an attempt to look like Da Vinci's famous sketch, The Vitruvian Man. While this was going on, Robert Langdon, a renowned symbologist in Paris, is asked to help in the investigation of this murder by the FBI equivalent in Paris. He interprets the scene, not knowing that he is suspected of being the murderer itself. Several scenes later, Sophie Neveu, a cryptologist, joins the investigation and tells Langdon that he is suspected of the murder. The two commit quite a few crimes in order to solve this murder puzzle and become fugitives. Many twists and turns later, we find out that there was a possibility that Jesus Christ could have been married to Mary Magdalene, which is the main plot of the story. I'll admit, when I first started reading this book, I thought it was boring due to the fact that it had a very slow beginning. The book did start off with a murder scene, but Brown plops us into it with no background whatsoever, so we have no idea what's going on. Then the second chapter is a very long introduction about Robert Langdon. However, a couple of chapters later, I was intrigued by the book and wanted to find out what was going to happen, probably due to the way that the book was written. Dan Brown always cut off the chapters in the most fist-clenching and exciting part. He stopped it at a cliffhanger, and we could not immediately find out what was going on due to the fact that the chapters alternated. The first chapter was about Opus Dei, and the second chapter would be about Robert Langdon, and then the next chapter would be about Opus Dei, and it would keep alternating. Also, the book had many backstories running through it, and one of them being the idea that the Merovingian kings of France were distant relatives of Jesus. Also, after a couple of chapters, the book started to move really quickly. It also had an unbelievable amount of plot twists in it, more than any book I've ever read. Because of these factors, it was hard to keep up with the book at times. Dan Brown does an incredible job of keeping you intrigued with this book. He really does a good job of making you think. There were times when I was just mind-blown by how he could have thought of these twists and aspects. The book is known as a mystery novel. However, there was a horror element to it. It's also somewhat a religious book because it's based around the concept of Jesus and at times the devil. Because of this, the book has gone through much controversy because there were people who didn't approve with the way the book was written. This book is perfect for anyone who enjoys mystery, horror, and puzzles. It is a book that causes you to think, so if that's your cup of tea, I would definitely recommend this book. Thanks for watching.